It is currently 1:33 p.m. Pacific Central Time. The deadline ended for me at noon. It's been over an hour and a half, probably about an hour and 45 minutes. We've known that Andrew Copp has been a New York Ranger, but we can finally actually confirm it. The trade has been written in sand. Andrew Copp is out of Winnipeg, and it's a very complex trade. I expected a big return for Andrew Copp, but this is a very interesting trade. Andrew Copp has been traded to the New York Rangers as well as a 2023 sixth-round pick in exchange for Morgan Barron, a 2022 conditional second-round pick, another conditional second-round pick, and a 2023 fifth-rounder. Let's jump into the specifics and the timeline of how all of this transpired. So this all first really broke with Elliot Friedman on Twitter. Andrew Copp and New York Rangers are heating up. Every other analyst followed. Darren Dreger comes in after and says that all indications are that the Rangers have acquired Copp and are also working to acquire Tyler Mott. Spoiler, Tyler Mott is also a Ranger. He was acquired from the Canucks for a fourth-round pick. Then David Paganta came out and confirmed that the deal is agreed upon, and that was at 11:48. So as you can see, all this really happened within about 2 to 3 minutes of each other, and we knew. So we've been waiting a long time for this return, and Darren Dreger is the first to break all the conditions. So here are the conditions on the second-round pick this year, and in 2023, as we said, or 2022. It is a 2022. The conditions are that second-round pick this year can turn into a first-round pick if they make it to the Eastern Conference Final and Copp plays more than 50% of the playoff games for the Rangers. This is actually a possibility. I actually really like this condition because I guarantee you, unless Copp gets injured, he'll be playing 50% or more, almost all the games in the playoffs, as well as the fact that the Rangers are kind of an underdog team in the East right now. Are they a lock for the Eastern Conference Final? Hell no, it's going to be a very tough battle, but in all things considered, they're a team that is in the hunt to potentially making it there. So if the Jets can get a first-round pick out of this deal, and if not, even 2 second-rounders, I'm really okay with that. And then as well, the other second-round pick can be a Winnipeg option of 2022 or 2023. So the Jets end up getting the 2 second-round picks they were looking for, and Chevy held out just long enough to potentially get a first-round pick as well, like I said, if they make the Eastern Conference Final and have Copp play 50% of their games. As well as the fact that, like they said, 5th going to Winnipeg and a 6th going to New York. Dreger also broke that news. And as well, the other big piece, like we said, Morgan Barron going over to the Winnipeg Jets. So at the end of the day, that is what we are looking at. This is the Jets' official announcement. This is written in sand. This is what the Jets have done. This is their big move at the end of the deadline. Stastny has stayed. We'll have a recap coming out in a couple hours of everything because also, according to Twitter, there are 33 trades in the queue right now at the NHL headquarters. That's a lot of news we're going to be covering over the next few hours. But this is what it is right now, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Copp, a guy that spent 7 years with Winnipeg, a former 4th overall draft pick, ended up traded for a pretty damn nice package to the Rangers. And we know what Andrew Copp is. He's a guy that's got 184 points in 467 games, 74 goals. He's on pace to set a new career high. His career high was set last year with 39 points. He's 2 goals away from tying his career goal total with 15. Andrew Copp's just a really good depth utility player that can play anywhere in your top 6 to your bottom 6, penalty kill, and 5-on-5. He's great everywhere and does the little things right. His advanced stats really back this up as well. He's solid across the board. At 27 years old, at a 3.65 cap hit for 1 more year, he's a great buy for the New York Rangers, and I really like this move in the standpoint for the Rangers. I think the Rangers get exceptionally better with Andrew Copp joining their bottom 6 right now. He's going to be great and fit in really, really well there, as well as the fact that him and Trouba have always had a good chemistry together and have been good friends, so, maybe that'll be also good for the locker room, get a guy in there that already has a connection to the Rangers. I think it's a great move for the Rangers. It made sense for me for a long time, thinking that he'd go to New York. I thought that was the number 1 team, honestly, that made sense. Them in Boston, excuse me. So yeah, I like to be a little right sometimes. I really thought that the Rangers of Boston were the places he'd end up, and he ends up with the New York Rangers. So let's talk about Morgan Barron. Let's go over his stats a little bit. So he was a 6th-round pick back in 2017, 174 overall, coming out of the Cornell University is when he was really drafted back then. Spent some good times down there in college. Honestly, was pretty damn good. And then he comes over to the AHL in 2020-2021, plays 21 games with the Hartford Wolfpacks, puts up a point per game, 10 goals, 11 assists, 21 points, 21 games. Then he gets 5 games with the Rangers that year, scores 1 goal for 1 point. This year he plays 13 games with the Rangers, gets 1 assist in that 13-game span. And then this year with the Hartford Wolfpack as well, 9 goals, 6 assists, 15 points in 25 games. He's a really good depth forward. I actually kind of like Morgan Barron a lot. Like, when I was going through the list of players potentially on the move from the Rangers, Barron was one that I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, I would not be opposed to getting him. I actually think he's got some potential. He could be a decent bottom six. If there's one thing the Jets are decent at doing for some reason is developing bottom six forward talent. They do it a lot, as well as bringing back Mason Appleton. Morgan Barron could be a good fit for the Winnipeg Jets. He's a Canadian from Halifax. I don't know what to say really about him. I like him. I think he's got some potential. A good energy guy, a good bottom six forward prospect. I'd rather have a bottom six forward prospect than have another defensive prospect because we have a logjam down there with the Moose right now. So at the end of the day, I think this makes a ton of sense for the Jets and for the Rangers. The Jets get a pretty damn good package, like I said, that can turn into a first, a second, and a fifth, and Morgan Barron if the Rangers can make the Eastern Conference Final. It's a big if, but nonetheless, 2 seconds and potentially a first and a second for Copp. I think that's a win any day of the week. I'm really happy with this trade. We could have got maybe a bit better of a prospect, but at the end of the day, we got good draft pick capital. We bring back Mason Appleton. Zach Sanford comes in, who I don't really understand, but at the same time, could be decent depth as well. The Jets are kind of setting themselves up for the retool now going into the offseason. So it sucks to see Copp go. We all expected it, though, and I'm glad the organization did move him. But you know what? I wish him the absolute best with the Rangers. I'll be rooting for the Rangers in the East now, definitely, as a team, because, we got to get that first-round pick, baby. So let me know what your thoughts are on this trade. Let me know your favorite Copp memory. Rangers fans watch this video. Let me know what you are most excited to see from Andrew Copp. Let me know all your thoughts about this trade down in the comment section below. As always, make sure to subscribe regardless of the team that you root for as well. We'll be coming out with a trade deadline recap in a couple hours once all this madness finally settles down. So with all that being said, make sure to check out all the links down in the description. As always, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, follow the Prairie Puck Podcast, as well as make a BetUS account today with code PIGCITY with the link in the description to get a 125% cash deposit bonus on your first deposit of $100 or more. So who wouldn't want some free money to play with? BetUS is one of the top online sports booking websites, including online horse racing and online casinos. Put your money where your mouth is. Use BetUS and sign up for an account today with code PIGCITY. Must be 19 plus to play. Know your limit. Play within it. Have a great rest of your day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching this video. Peace, love, and positivity as always. And as you all know, go Jets, go! And Andrew Copp, thank you for 7 years of amazing memories.